Hello everyone. Welcome to the tool demonstration video of the ACM SIGSOFT International Symposium on Software Testing and Analysis 2025 demonstrations track. This video shows the usage instructions, implementation principles, and evaluation methods of a tool called Code2API, which generates reusable APIs from Stack Overflow code snippets. Research indicates that 92% of Java code snippets on Stack Overflow are not compilable due to reasons such as missing type declarations, undefined classes or methods, etc. Developers often need to modify these code snippets to make them usable in their projects. For instance, in a post titled, "How to Remove Specific Value from String Array in Java," developers typically have to go through steps like restore import statements, create method names, infer parameter lists and return statements, infer throw statements, etc., to construct a convenient API for their use. This process is time-consuming and tedious. Code2API can help you generate reusable APIs and has three main features. 1. It can generate an API equivalent to those written by human developers at an average speed of 10 seconds. 2. It can display the results in real time on the corresponding pages of Stack Overflow posts. 3. It can handle the latest release code snippets without requiring any further modifications. To use Code2API, you need to download the Code2API extension package from the provided link and extract it to your local computer. After that, you can load the extracted package through the Manage Extensions option in the Google Chrome browser's plugin bar. Once loaded, when you visit Stack Overflow pages related to Java or Python, Code2API will prompt you to enter your OpenAI key. Afterward, you can click on the code snippet you're interested in, and the corresponding API will be generated. Let's take the post, "How to Remove Specific Value from String Array in Java," as an example. When you click on the code snippet in the accepted answer, after waiting for about 10 seconds, you'll get an API equivalent to what a seasoned developer would write. In this example, Code2API created a method named Remove Value from Array based on the contextual information of the code snippet. The method takes a string array and a string as input parameters and returns the value list.toArray, new string row. Of course, you can also click on other code snippets you're interested in to obtain the corresponding API. The internal working principle of Code2API involves using carefully designed prompts to invoke ChatGPT for the transformation of code snippets into APIs. The conversion process is illustrated in this figure. When a user clicks on a code snippet in an answer post, Code2API collects the corresponding question title, question post, and answer post. It then fills these details into a prompt template designed using chain-of-thought reasoning and few-shot learning techniques to form input for ChatGPT. Based on this flexible prompt construction method, Code2API can handle code snippets released at any time. After obtaining the output of ChatGPT, we extract the API corresponding to the code snippet from it through post-processing and display the API in the pop-up window. Below, I explained some method details. The role designation part is to provide a comprehensive description of the APIization task. The purpose of the chain of thought is to enable the model to complete the APIization task in a way similar to developers, and the figure below shows their specific examples. The chain of thought involves recovering import statements, creating method names, input parameters, return statements, throw statements, and other core logic, exactly the same as the developer's thought process. Next is few-shot learning, which uses example input and output to further help the model understand the APIization task. The figure below shows a specific example, where the results of the corresponding steps will be output step by step. To evaluate our method, we use two evaluation sets. One is the Java evaluation set used by APIizator to ensure fairness in comparison, and the other is a Python evaluation set we manually constructed to assess the generalization ability of Code2API. The specific evaluation metrics include the following aspects. RQ1 evaluated the equivalence of method implementation, method parameters, return statements with APIs written by humans. RQ2 evaluated the quality of method names and the overall quality of the API. RQ3 evaluated the generalization ability of Code2API in other programming languages. The results of RQ1 are shown in Table 2 of the paper. Overall, thanks to our carefully designed chain of thought and ChatGPT's code comprehension ability, Code2API outperforms APIizator in all metrics. In RQ2, we recruited several volunteers to score method names and asked them to choose the API they would be willing to use from those generated by different methods. The scores for method names, from 1 to 4, reflect the relevance of the method name to the method body from low to high. The experimental results show that the average score of method names generated by Code2API is 3.65, even surpassing the human API's 3.39. Furthermore, 74.3% of the method names generated by Code2API were rated 4, while only 10% of the method names from APIizator received a score of 4. As for the overall API quality, the best API for 101 problems was generated by our method, and the best API for 96 problems was written by humans, meaning that Code2API has reached a level comparable to that of humans. In RQ3, we evaluated the performance of Code2API on a Python dataset, and the results show that Code2API performs slightly better on Python than on Java. The possible reason is that Python does not require explicit declaration of data types, making it easier to create parameters and return statements. Overall, our method benefits multiple groups. For researchers, Code2API explores the potential of large language models in the APIization task, providing them with a new idea. For developers, Code2API can improve their efficiency in reusing Stack Overflow code snippets. For Stack Overflow organizers, the high-quality API dataset generated by Code2API also provides a way to manage code snippets. In summary, Code2API can efficiently and effectively convert code snippets into reusable APIs. We hope it assists you in completing your development tasks more efficiently.